Hey, everybody, and welcome to another deep dive with us. This time, we're going to try to tackle a question that's been captivating humanity for centuries, and that's, are we alone in the universe? We've got a really dense book here covering hard science and ancient texts, modern UFO sightings, government secrecy, and even some pretty out there theories. So, yeah, get ready for a wild ride.
I think one of the most impressive things about this book is its balanced approach. It doesn't shy away from any perspective. It presents this whole spectrum of possibilities from the scientifically plausible to the downright mind-boggling.
Right. It's like, who hasn't looked up at the night sky and wondered if there are other beings like looking back at us? And this book really digs into that question. Like, we're talking Sumerian tablets that tell stories of beings descending from the sky, the Pentagon officially acknowledging UAPs, those things that even trained pilots can't explain, and even venturing into the realm of Area 51 and whistleblowers claiming alien technology.
Yeah, before we get lost in those captivating mysteries, though, I think it's important to establish a foundation. And the book really underscores the sheer vastness of the universe using concrete numbers that highlight just how improbable it is that we're the only intelligent life form out there. We're talking billions of stars in our galaxy alone and billions of galaxies beyond that. It's mind-blowing.
Okay, so the universe is a big place, but how do we even begin to, estimate the possibility of other civilizations? I know the book talks about the Drake equation.
Yes, the Drake equation, it's more of a thought experiment than a precise calculation, but it helps us consider the factors involved in estimating the number of potential civilizations out there. And one of the most thought-provoking factors is this question of longevity. How long can a civilization actually survive before succumbing to internal or external threats? It makes you think about our own choices here on Earth and whether we're on a path to self-destruction or sustainability.
That's a pretty sobering thought. But even if civilizations do manage to survive for extended periods, there's still that Fermi paradox to contend with, right? If the universe is teeming with possibilities, why haven't we made contact yet?
Exactly. And the book explores a number of possible explanations for this paradox. The vast distances involved could mean that even with advanced technology, interstellar travel might be impractical or take way too long. The timing could be off. Maybe civilizations rise and fall at different points in cosmic history and miss each other by eons. Or maybe there's intentional avoidance. Perhaps advanced civilizations are aware of us but choose to stay hidden for reasons we can only speculate about.
So maybe we're like those cosmic neighbors that everybody tries to avoid. But let's say for a moment that some civilizations did make it to Earth. This is where the book gets really intriguing. It delves into these ancient texts and structures that hint at encounters our ancestors couldn't explain.
It's fascinating to consider how ancient cultures might have interpreted interactions with advanced technology or beings with capabilities beyond their comprehension. Take the Sumerian tablets and the stories of the Anunnaki, these beings descending from the sky, interacting with humans. What if those stories passed down through generations hold a kernel of truth?
That's a really compelling thought, and it's not just the Sumerians either. The book examines those ancient structures that seem too advanced for their time pyramids, aligned with the stars, the massive Nazca lines only visible from the air, and the impossibly precise stonework of Pumapunku in Bolivia, where these grand constructions meant to be seen from above. Messages to the cosmos, perhaps.
It's hard to say for sure, but it forces us to at least consider the possibility that our understanding of history might be incomplete, that perhaps our ancestors witnessed something that we haven't fully grasped.
Okay, so fast forward to the present day. Things haven't gotten any less strange, have they? The book tackles the 2021 Pentagon report on UAPs, which is a landmark event. It's an official acknowledgement that there are things zipping around our airspace that even trained pilots can't explain.
It's true, the report is a significant step towards acknowledging the unknown. But it's important to remember that the government has a history of secrecy and disinformation. We need to approach these accounts with a healthy dose of skepticism while remaining open to the possibility that there might be phenomena we haven't yet been able to explain.
Right. We can't just take everything at face value. But it's not just blurry photos anymore. The book highlights detailed accounts from credible witnesses, military pilots describing sudden accelerations, impossible turns, objects appearing and disappearing. This isn't just some random guy claiming to see a light in the sky. We're talking trained observers reporting things that defy our current understanding of physics.
Yeah, the accounts from pilots are especially intriguing because they are trained observers operating sophisticated equipment. The reports add another layer to this complex puzzle.
And the book cleverly connects these modern sightings back to enduring mysteries like Roswell and Area 51. It even mentions Bob Lazar, who claimed to have worked at Area 51 reverse engineering alien technology, while controversial Lazar's story, if true, suggests a level of government knowledge about alien tech that has been kept from the public.
Lazar's story is a prime example of how difficult it can be to separate fact from fiction in this field, while his claims about gravity-based propulsion systems and Element 115 sound like something out of science fiction element. 115 was later synthesized in a lab, which lends a sliver of credibility to his story.
That's like trying to piece together this giant cosmic jigsaw puzzle with some pieces missing and others that might not even belong. And then there's Phil Schneider, a whistleblower who alleged secret underground bases in human-alien collaboration. Sadly, he died under suspicious circumstances, adding another layer of intrigue to this whole topic.
Schneider's story, regardless of its validity, raises important questions about government transparency and the potential for powerful entities to suppress information about encounters with the unknown.
Okay, we've gone from the vastness of space to ancient whispers, modern sightings, and government cover-ups, and now we're venturing into the territory of fringe theories. Are you ready to talk reptilian overlords?
I have to admit, this is where my skepticism really kicks in. While the book explores this theory, diving into the ideas of David Icke, who believes that shape-shifting reptilian beings control the world, I find it stretches the boundaries of plausibility.
Yeah, it's definitely a wild one. But before we dismiss all fringe theories, let's consider something a bit more grounded, or at least more widely discussed alien abductions.
Right. The book delves into the lasting effects reported by those claiming to have been abducted, psychological trauma, physical evidence like implants. It's important to approach these accounts with sensitivity and compare them to other forms of trauma.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot to process. We're talking about potential encounters with beings whose technology and motives are beyond our comprehension. It can be overwhelming to consider the implications, especially when the accounts involve experiences that sound like they're straight out of a science fiction movie.
Absolutely. But what if we've been approaching this whole concept of aliens from the wrong angle? What if they're not extraterrestrial, but interdimensional?
Interdimensional beings. Okay, now we're really pushing the boundaries of what we know. But how does this idea even fit into our understanding of the universe?
It might sound far-fetched, but the book connects this concept to cutting-edge physics concepts like string theory and the multiverse, suggesting that other dimensions might exist alongside our own. It also ties into ancient mystical traditions where people spoke of interacting with other realms and beings from beyond our reality.
So we're talking about the possibility that what we perceive as aliens might not be traveling vast distances through space, but slipping through dimensional barriers we don't fully understand.
Exactly. It's a mind-bending concept that challenges our current understanding of the universe and our place within it.
Welcome back, everybody. My mind is still kind of buzzing from all those possibilities we were exploring before, from the sheer scale of the universe to those mind-bending interdimensional theories. It's clear that we don't know a lot about what might be out there.
It is both humbling and exhilarating, isn't it? This universe is just full of mysteries, and I think this book really encourages us to embrace that sense of wonder while we're seeking these answers.
Yeah, one thing that really struck me is this connection that the book makes between our modern fascination with aliens and those ancient stories we have of gods descending from the sky or heroes battling these fantastical creatures. It's almost like those stories are echoes of something real, something that our ancestors witnessed, but they just couldn't explain with their limited understanding of the world.
Yeah, that's a very insightful observation. Imagine our ancestors looking up at the night sky with no telescopes or scientific instruments and witnessing something they couldn't even comprehend, so they used stories, myths, legends to try to make sense of those experiences and then pass those tales down through generations.
It's wild to think that maybe those ancient tales, they're not just made-up stories, but maybe they're glimpses into a time when humans actually encountered something beyond what they could comprehend.
Yeah.
Could those encounters have shaped their worldview and even influenced the course of human history?
Yeah, and the book suggests that those ancient glimpses might be more than just historical curiosities. They could offer clues that help us understand these modern encounters with UAPs, those strange phenomena that we can't explain with current science.
It's like we're piecing together a giant cosmic puzzle using fragments from across time to try to make sense of the bigger picture.
Precisely, and this book goes beyond just exploring the what of alien life. It delves into the why. Why are we so fascinated by this idea? Why do we dedicate so much time and energy to searching for these answers? What does that tell us about ourselves?
It's true. We are a species driven by curiosity. We explore, we invent, we push boundaries. Is that desire, is that connected to our search for other intelligent life? Is it just woven into what makes us human?
That's a profound question, and the book tackles it head on. It challenges us to consider our place in the cosmos, our relationship with other intelligence, even the nature of reality itself. It's not just about aliens, it's about us and our understanding of who we are.
Okay, after all of this, the science, the speculation, the history, the philosophy, has your perspective on this question, are we alone, changed at all?
Honestly, it's deepened the mystery for me. The more we learn about the universe, the more we realize how much we don't know. It's humbling and incredibly exciting at the same time.
I totally agree. It's like standing on the shore of this endless ocean and having only dipped our toes in the water. There's so much more to explore, so many mysteries to unravel.
And that's the beauty of it. The unknown pulls us forward. It compels us to keep searching, to keep asking questions, to keep pushing the boundaries of our understanding.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, the book also explores this idea that all of our technological advancements, our progress as a civilization, might be making us a bit too noticeable, like we're shining a giant spotlight on ourselves on a cosmic stage.
Right, that's the we're making too much noise theory. It suggests that our technological activities like radio signals and space exploration might be attracting unwanted attention. It's a bit like walking into a dark forest and shouting, "Hey, is anybody out there? We might not like what we attract."
That is a chilling thought. What if there are advanced civilizations out there watching us, observing our development and judging us based on what they see?
It's a sobering possibility that makes you consider whether our technology is outpacing our wisdom, our ability to actually handle the consequences of our actions.
The book also explores the darker side of this possibility. What if we've already attracted the wrong kind of attention? What if we're not as alone as we think? And the reality of that is not necessarily a good thing.
Right. It raises a lot of ethical considerations. What if a more advanced civilization views us the way we view ants, insignificant and expendable? Would they see us as equals or as a primitive species to be exploited or even eliminated?
It makes you wonder if we're even prepared for that kind of encounter. Do we even have the collective wisdom to navigate that kind of complex interaction?
These are challenging questions that force us to confront our own limitations and biases. This book is a reminder that exploring the possibility of alien life isn't just about searching the stars. It's about looking inward and examining our own potential for both good and bad.
It's like the book is saying, before you go searching for aliens, take a good look at yourself. Are you the kind of species worthy of being part of a galactic community?
Exactly. It's a powerful message that encourages us to examine the aspects of ourselves that might hinder our ability to connect with other intelligent beings, whether they're out there in the cosmos or right here on Earth. It's about recognizing our potential for both creation and destruction.
Okay, we've covered the science, the theories, the history, the philosophy, even the ethics of encountering alien life. But there's one thing that keeps coming back to me, something the book addresses well: science fiction. We see aliens everywhere.
Yeah.
Pop culture, movies, TV shows, books, video games. Is it just entertainment, or is it shaping how we think about alien life?
That's a great question, and the book dives right into that topic, suggesting that science fiction might be more than just escapism. It could be our way of mentally preparing for the possibility of actual contact.
So all those alien invasion movies, those first contact stories, it's like we're running simulations in our heads, exploring different possibilities.
Exactly. We're playing out scenarios, exploring potential outcomes, grappling with the ethical dilemmas of meeting another intelligent species, peaceful coexistence, cultural exchange, all-out war.
It forces us to ask some truly profound questions. What does it mean to be human? Where do we fit in? How would we deal with the social and ethical implications of discovering we're not alone?
It's a lot to process, but perhaps that's the point. By engaging with these ideas, even in a fictional context, we're expanding our awareness of what's possible, stretching our imaginations, and preparing ourselves for the unknown.
It seems like science fiction is doing more than just telling stories. It's helping us prepare for the future, whatever that future may hold.
And perhaps that's one of the key takeaways here. Be open to the possibility, think critically about what you encounter, and always be prepared for the unexpected.
All right, deep divers, we are back for the final stretch of our cosmic exploration. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling this really interesting mix of awe and, to be honest, a touch of healthy fear after everything we've discussed today. This whole journey through the possibilities of alien life, it's really stretched my imagination.
Yeah, I get that feeling completely. It's both exhilarating and a bit unsettling, when you confront the vastness of the unknown like that. And I think this book, it doesn't offer easy answers or anything, but it gives us this framework for thinking about these big questions in a more informed and nuanced way.
For sure, we've covered so much ground, right? From the just mind-boggling scale of the universe to those ancient whispers of encounters with something unknown, and even those what-if scenarios from science fiction. It's a lot to process. But one thing that keeps coming back to me is this idea that the search for alien intelligence, it's almost like a search for our own inner intelligence. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge theme that runs throughout the book, pondering alien life. It forces us to confront those fundamental questions about humanity's place in the cosmos and our relationship with other intelligent beings, and even the nature of reality itself.
It's like holding up a mirror to ourselves, challenging us to become a better species, more empathetic, more understanding, and more responsible for our actions on this cosmic scale.
Exactly. And, the book leaves us with this final thought-provoking question. What if the most profound discoveries aren't out there in some distant galaxy, but right here within ourselves?
Wow, that's a beautiful and humbling thought. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to thank you for being here and thank all of our listeners for joining us on this cosmic adventure. And remember, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never lose that sense of wonder about the universe and our place within it.